The leopard mother's revenge. The nightmare begins.
A helpless little leopard cub is about to be killed by this ruthless predator.
It isn't just taking a life, it is taking away a mother's entire hope.
Before this tragedy happened,
The mother leopard had fought with every last bit of strength to bring new life into the world. She believed, for a moment,
that peace had finally returned to the harsh wilderness, but she didn't know that the wind had already carried the scent of blood from the birth through the trees and far across the land, unknowingly sealing her cub's fate.
just a few miles away. A greedy nose picked up the scent. The shadow of death was slowly closing in.
Moving through the dry grass, the predator locked onto its target. It was a ruthless opportunist. In an instant, it realized
Just how vulnerable the mother leopard was after giving birth. Her warnings meant nothing. The standoff became a brutal test of endurance. The hyena cleverly distracted her attention.
then it moved around the mother and went straight for the helpless cub.
In the chaos, the cub followed its instincts and ran toward the only safe place it could find, a
Dark cave.
desperate to protect her own blood. The mother leopard launched a desperate counterattack.
In this dust-filled battlefield,
Every swipe of her claws was a fight against fate. She was risking her life to protect her cub, but her determination
could not overcome the limits of her exhausted body. Eventually, she collapsed under her own weight, and the defense she had built with her life began to break.
The nightmare returned. The hyena entered the dark cave, and the cub's cries disappeared beneath the dust. The cub was dragged out into the cruel world. The predator proudly carried away its prize.
It had taken more than a life. It had taken away the last hope of a mother. Through blurred eyes,
The mother leopard could only helplessly watch the shadow disappear. The predator's destination was the hyena's den, where hungry eyes were already waiting.
a mother's greatest love was about to become another creature's meal. In this unforgiving land, the cries of the weak are often silenced without mercy.
But the darkness had not completely defeated her. With the first light of dawn,
The ancient instinct to survive began burning inside her again.
she fought and struggled back to her feet.
Her wounded body began its most primitive form of healing. Slowly, new hope returned to her broken body,
Time passed, and her wounds began to heal and harden.
becoming a kind of armor forged by survival. Her lost strength slowly returned. Once again, she became a streak of golden lightning across the grassland. Every stride seemed to announce the return of the queen, when her sharp teeth struck with deadly precision.
The power of an apex predator was revealed once again. Her hunger was satisfied, but the fire of anger inside her was still burning. Her eyes pierced through the fading light, fixed on the path of revenge.
The arrogant hyena was still wandering through the twilight,
Completely unaware of the fate coming toward it. The roles of hunter and hunted were about to be completely reversed. There was no roar.
no warning.
From the darkness,
A golden shadow suddenly exploded forward like death itself.
with the force of a thunderbolt, she attacked. This time, there was nowhere to escape.
Her strike landed with deadly precision, bringing the confrontation to an end. But she did not stop,
She moved past her fallen enemy.
and headed straight toward the deep cave where the last trace of her cub remained.
Fate.
Had completed a cruel circle.
From high ground, she stared down toward the cave. Now, the shadow of death seemed to cover the entire den. The dust settled. The anger and struggle were left behind.
She never looked back.
Alone, she walked toward the setting sun.
In this unforgiving wilderness,
She was both a lonely survivor and the ultimate victor.